What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Ange Predicts YouTube channel. I am Ange and I predict stuff. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe with the bell on. If you like prediction videos, check out my playlist of predictions by category. And finally, if you would like the results for yesterday's picks, check out my community tab for that information. Alright guys, it is March 23rd, 2003 guys, and today we have a bunch of NHL games to go through, so let's get right into the action. Alright guys, the first game is the Wild going up against the Philadelphia Flyers. The Flyers did play a great game against the Panthers in which they won 6-3. The last game the Wild played, they won 2-1 in a very close game with the Devils. They just scored at the last minute. Looking at the head-to-head, guys, the Wild did beat the Flyers 3-2, so it was a close game. Lately, the Flyers have been playing good, guys, namely Owen Tippett, who had his first hat-trick the other day. I know that if Minnesota has Gustafsson in nets, it'll probably be a win for them. But honestly, looking at the two guys, I have to side with the Minnesota Wild on this one by a 4-3 score. However, I do think the Flyers can stay within the spread, so I'll take the Flyers against the spread as my betting tip. Alright, next up is the Habs versus the Boston Bruins, guys. This is a classic rivalry. I don't even have to tell you guys. It's going to get physical. We could possibly see a lot of goals in this game. Looking at the two guys, obviously Boston is the better team, 28-3-3 at home. Don't forget, Montreal's Caden Gooley is done for the season, guys, along with a bunch of other players. Anderson, I don't think he's going to be playing either. I don't know who's left in Montreal, guys. Taking a look at the two guys, I got to go with Boston to win this one. They beat them last time as well. So I'll go with Boston 4-2 win, and I'll take Boston on the money line. Next up, we have the Rangers versus the Carolina Hurricanes. This is like a revenge from the other night, a revenge game. Carolina just stole that game 3-2. It was so damn close, guys. Honestly, Carolina at home 24-8-2. I know they don't have Svechnikov, but they're still a very solid team, guys. I don't even have to tell you. The Rangers will put up a fight. That's why I think Carolina will win 4-3. And I'll still take the Rangers against the spread as my betting tip. Alright guys, Toronto versus the Florida Panthers. One thing I learned about Toronto, guys, that they don't play well on the road. I did choose them to win against the Islanders, and they got slapped, I believe it was by 7-2, which is pretty surprising, guys. I really thought Toronto was going to win that one. But now you're going up against the Florida Panthers that play their best hockey at home, 21-10-4. They score a lot of goals. I know that Toronto won 5-4 last time, but I think the Panthers take this one, guys. At home ice, they secured their spot in the wild card spot. So I will go with the Panthers to win this one 5-3, and I am taking the over on the game. Alright, next up we have the Bolts versus the Ottawa Senators. This is another game that I thought, I thought the Bolts were going to win their last game against the Habs. That kind of surprised me that the Habs won. I don't know if it's just because they're not taking it seriously. They're already in the playoffs. I really don't know, guys, at this point. But against the Senators, I'm not too sure if they're still in the playoff run. But in my opinion, they're not a playoff team, clearly. The last time they played the Bolts won 4-3. I just don't think they could beat a Bolts team that's playing solid like this. So I'm going to go with the Bolts to win this one 3-2, and I'll take the Bolts on the money line. Next up, we have the Hawks versus the Caps. Taking a look at the matchup here, guys. Obviously, the Caps are the better team. They're the favorite for tonight. 16-14-5 at home. Chicago 10-22-3 away. In the last two games, guys, it really wasn't convincing for the Hawks. On the other side, the Caps have been putting in a lot of goals. They scored 6 goals in the last game, then 3-5-3 as well. So they're definitely competing there. Alex Ovechkin is playing like he's honestly 18 years old. The last time the Caps played the Hawks, they beat them 7-3. So I think the Caps win again by a 4-2 score, and I am taking the Caps on the money line. Next up, we have the Blues versus the Red Wings. This is another rematch game in which the Red Wings actually won, to my disbelief. It's going to be another very close game, guys. I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't be surprised if this finished in overtime as well. So looking at the two guys, I will side with the Blues to win this one, 2-1. However, for my betting tip, guys, I am taking double chance on the Blues. Now, if you don't know what double chance is, it means the Blues to either draw or win. All right, guys, the next game on the schedule is the Kraken versus the Nashville Predators. I don't know what's in the cereal of the Kraken, but they've been playing very well, getting a lot of goals in. They beat the Stars, guys, 5-4, which is pretty impressive. I really didn't think they would do it. The last time they played the Preds, they won 5-1. You know, besides the 7-3 game that they played against the Sabres, the Preds haven't been putting up a lot of goals. I think the Kraken wins this game, guys, by a 5-2 score. I am taking the Kraken on the money line. Next up, we have the Pens versus the Dallas Stars. The Penguins, guys, have been a mess on the road, guys. Looking at their last matchups, guys, I really don't see any positive results there away. And looking at the Stars, guys, they're 17-9-9 at home. They're actually 9-1 versus the over and under in the last 10, guys. The last time they played the Pittsburgh Penguins, Pittsburgh won 2-1. That was at home in Pittsburgh. I think the Stars get the upper hand on this one for tonight, guys, by a 5-4 score, and I am taking the over on the game. All right, next up we have Vegas versus Calgary. There's a lot of rumbling going on in Calgary, guys. We really don't know what's going on with the coach. We got some star players that are just unhappy. I don't know if it's because they're unhappy to be there or unhappy to be coached. There's a lot going on in Calgary, guys. Looking at the head-to-head, Calgary actually has the upper hand against Vegas. They won 3-2 and 7-2 against Vegas on last Thursday, actually. But honestly, guys, with all the commotion in Calgary, I gotta go with the Vegas Golden Knights to be the match winner, guys, 5-3, and I'm taking Vegas against the spread. Next up, we have the Jets versus the Ducks. Something's going on with the Jets. I don't know what it is, if it's in the locker room, if it's with the coach. I really don't know what's going on, guys. But they haven't been putting up the numbers. They beat Arizona only by 2-1. Then they got blanked by the Blues. They beat the Preds 3-2. Got blanked again. Just inconsistent, guys. I know they beat the Ducks both times they played them. But I think the Ducks take advantage of a struggling Jets tonight. So I'll go with the Ducks to win 2-1. And I am taking the Ducks against the spread. Alright, next up we have the San Jose Sharks versus the Canucks, guys. This is obviously a late Western matchup. It doesn't really matter, honestly. I think San Jose is used to playing those late games. However, they're playing a Canucks team that has been playing well recently. If we look at the last three matchups between the Sharks and the Canucks won all three. I think tonight is no different. The Canucks win 4-1, and I am taking the Canucks on the money line. Alright, guys, I'm Ange, and these were my picks for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed them. I would love to hear your thoughts and predictions down below in the comments. I'm Ange, and I'm out of here, guys. Take care. Ciao.